Today we begin with the impeachment of President Joe Biden. What? Why would they impeach him? Don't worry, Republicans also don't know, and that's where we start today. The breaking news this morning, Republican Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy will formally endorse an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Now, they are going to hedge and hem and haw by saying, we're not saying we are impeaching. We're just investigating whether we want to impeach. Some will tell you that when you start an impeachment inquiry, it's because you know you're getting to impeachment. Others will say, no, this is actually a politically safer way to threaten impeachment and maybe get some of the political benefit they might associate with an impeachment without actually having to impeach, which they really can't do because they don't have any evidence. To which I would say, oh, no. I think they actually could impeach Joe Biden even without any evidence. So here is the NBC News report. Kevin McCarthy plans to formally endorse an impeachment inquiry into Biden. McCarthy plans to tell lawmakers this week that it's a logical next step into the GOP-led investigations into the Biden family that have been going on for months, according to two Republican sources. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will endorse this impeachment inquiry in an effort to seek bank records and other documents from the president and his son, Hunter Biden. We'll say it's a logical next step. Punchbowl News first reported this. McCarthy has signaled for weeks that the House could take up an impeachment inquiry, which would provide additional legal power to the House's investigations into the Biden family. Notably, the GOP-led investigations have not uncovered evidence of wrongdoing by the president or connections between the president and Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. Fox News reporting about this impeachment inquiry news this morning.
And new this morning, Pete Ainsley and Brian, we've learned that House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is later on this week going to embrace the idea of launching an impeachment inquiry, meaning the ball is starting to move a little bit closer to that potential goal line that some Republicans say they want secured. Guys, back to you.
Do they have the votes for it?
For the impeachment inquiry to be launched, I would imagine that they would have the votes to do that. Of course, whether or not they get to the full measure of an impeachment, that's to be unseen. But I would imagine with the speaker saying, let's launch the inquiry, I can't imagine that he would do that if he didn't feel like he had the support to do it.
Right. Now, a better question than do they have the votes would be, do they have any evidence? What are we? Great. We've decided to do an impeachment inquiry. Why? Why are we doing it? Well, who knows? Is it bribery? Well, those allegations lacked any evidence. Is it Biden changing official U.S. policy as vice president in order to benefit those who paid Hunter Biden? Well, unfortunately, there's no evidence there either. The issue, of course, with those in the, I was going to say the left, but connected to the real world, the problem when those of us connected to the real world demand evidence is that what we count as evidence and what they count as evidence is very, very different. None of their so-called evidence withstands even the slightest scrutiny. Well, Joe Biden allegedly got on a phone call with someone that Hunter Biden was doing business with. Oh, and what was said? Well, we don't know. Is there any evidence of wrongdoing? Well, not exactly. But he got on that phone, and that's a problem in and of itself. A witness is on tape saying Biden did bribery and got millions of dollars. Oh, okay. Do you have the tapes? No, we don't have the tapes, but we have a witness. Oh, have you spoken to the witness? Well, we haven't heard from one witness for 3 years. And the next witness we got a hold of, and that guy said he's never actually spoken to Joe Biden. This is all the way it's gone down, my friends. There's a couple of ways that this will go. They do an impeachment inquiry and move on to an impeachment, and there's no evidence, and it completely debases Republicans, sort of like when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, and it hurts them in 2024, the way the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision hurt them in 2022. That's one possibility. Second possibility is they do the impeachment inquiry, and they uncover a treasure trove, a veritable treasure trove of evidence, actual evidence against Joe Biden. And this is the beginning of the end of President Joe Biden. All right, it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's certainly possible. Third option, they do the impeachment inquiry. They find no evidence. They say we really can't move forward with impeachment, and it hurts them in 2024. Those are the three most likely scenarios. And we are next going to look at what happens when a Republican who wants to do the impeachment inquiry is actually confronted with, do you have evidence? Have you seen evidence? This is what we are going to see a lot of. Let's take a look at that next.